Hi, this is Henry Winkler.
Hi, this is David K. Harbour.
Hey, Debbie Gibson here.
Hi, this is Chaz Palminteri, and you're listening to Marta on the Move. You better listen.
I'm your host, Marta Mazzoni. Join us as we connect culturally through food, drink, travel, and entertainment.
I have on the show Will Clower, who's currently in Tahiti. And welcome to the show, Will. Nice to see you here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so psyched.
And we open the show, I'm starting to open the show with a sort of cheers to everybody. So I'm going to cheers to you. I don't know what you're having. And cheers to the audience as well.
I'm having coffee because I'm 6 hours behind you. So, and it's coffee without Baileys. So it's hardcore.
Ooh, okay. Well, all right. I'm having a coffee-ish sort of thing. So I'm our good friend Christina French, King Fly Spirits in Pittsburgh is sponsoring this episode, and they gave me a bottle of their Nocino coffee stuff, their Italian liqueur, and their King Fly aged rum. So I'm definitely having an alcoholic beverage. It's almost 5 o'clock.
So if you could, So Marta, if you could please just attach those to an email and send them to me, that would be amazing.
There's got to be a way we can ship some of this stuff to wherever you are.
We've got to work that out. We need our IT staff to show up and show us how to do that.
We do. We definitely need to get everybody in a room and explain how to ship alcohol to Tahiti from Pittsburgh.
Yes.
So, guys, Will Clower has been sailing for it's like a year and a half, 2 years, right? Since you and your wife decided to basically leave and have the ultimate dream.
Yeah, we sold the house, the car, we divested, and now we went from like 2,500 square feet to a 46-foot sailboat. Downsizing, man. But now we travel and have been up to Europe and then down the coast of Africa and then back to the Caribbean. And now we're on a cruise that takes us around the earth. And here's what happened. It's weird. So we were going from the Galapagos to the Marquesas, and halfway in the middle, 3 weeks, halfway in the middle, we heard that the place that was shutting down, the place we were going, you cannot, it's like Gandalf, you shall not pass. And then, so we couldn't go. And then it said, but you can go to this other one. Next morning, they said, you can't go there either. You've got to go 800 more miles in sea to get where you're going, to Tahiti. And so that's how we landed here. And now it's been closed down, lockdown, for since April 1st.
Wow.
And so it's only just now starting to open up. So that's kind of the current sit.
Are you're quarantined in Tahiti, right? Is that what you're saying, that you've been there for? So this episode's going to come out in like probably a week or two from now. I mean, people are still going to be quarantined, but number one, you're in Tahiti, so I don't feel too bad for you. I tried to emulate.
I know. I'm suffering.
Some beach hair for this video. Trying to get some beach locks.
I noticed that.
Yeah, thanks. No,
it's like well done. Well done.
Yeah, it's raining here. I have light simulation. It's just not the same. But talk to me. Talk to the listeners. Thank you. Talk to the listeners about what is happening. Food and drink and supplies and people's just essentially their spirits.
Right.
Yeah.
It's interesting because the people in Tahiti are such a sweet people. They're so kind and gracious, And we had heard before we came that there was some resistance to us coming because see these kind of people have brought them viruses before that have wiped out their population. So I can understand the concern. But what I found is that I've seen nothing but graciousness. I've seen nothing but kindness. And they are very, very happy to have us. And so, yeah, no issues at all on that end. And the place is beautiful, and we're settling in well.
How has it been on the boat during this time with food supplies and things like that?
Exactly. They have grocery stores, legit, it's like a Walmart. There's clothes and stuff on one side, and there's food and stuff on the other. And we found no shortages. So we've been able to get everything we wanted.
Wow.
Except for sweet potatoes. They have a thing they call sweet potato. It's not a freaking sweet potato. It's not orange. I don't know. Somebody needs to have a copyright infringement thing because it's not a sweet potato. Anyway,
is it a
sweet
yam?
Potatoes.
Is it a yam?
Yeah. Yeah, they have different types of tubers, and but theirs are white and more starchy. And so it's like a standard potato, but denser. And they call it a sweet potato. But in any case, besides that, we're not missing much at all, in fact. When we were in Morocco, we couldn't find peanut butter. And as you know, peanut butter is like blood type O, right? It goes with everything. You eat peanut butter with that. I grew up in the South, man. Just give me a spoon.
Yeah.
But you couldn't find it there. It didn't exist. And so we were anticipating there being something that we couldn't get. But almost everything is available here.
Well, especially on a boat. You know, I've sailed on a boat, and that you are having my dream life. I mean, I don't care where you're quarantined. I'm a boat person. That is my dream. But there's only so much space that you have, so you really have to choose your inventory wisely. And peanut butter or almond butter is shelf stable, and it's easy.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
And you're exactly right. You really have to be thoughtful and mindful around the food that you choose, especially on passage. Like when we came over from Galapagos, we had 3 weeks, so we had to get everything we were going to eat and a little more for cushion in our little cupboards. And I got to tell you, when we were 3 weeks in, and they said you've got an entire another week, it was like, holy cow! We were like counting the canned foods at that point because the fresh foods were gone.
Yeah.
The root veg were almost all gone. I mean, thank God we caught fish because we
Yeah.
got a wahoo that's like my size. And
I didn't even think of that.
yeah, and so it lasted like 6 different meals. You know, we had it jerked, we had it pan fried, we had it in a stew, everything. So you really do have to be nimble, and it's like, you know, looking in your cupboard and going, oh, look, corn. We're having corn and whatever else we have.
We're building from corn. We're building meals.
It's like Iron Chef.
Yeah.
You know, it's like being the Iron Chef. You just show up and you're like, we're having this today.
You know what? I'm actually surprised that there isn't a boat edition of that. I would watch that. So.
Exactly.
Might want to get on that. So talk to me about this tattoo you got. So you're like a pirate now. Do you have to get a tattoo if you go to boat life? Because I don't have any tattoos, and I kind of pride myself on just waiting this long.
Yeah. Well, I was always not a tattoo guy because it just never appealed to me. And then when we got here, so first of all, tattoo comes from this language, and this is kind of an epicenter of tattoo. And also, the artistry here is incredible. It's just beautiful what they do, and their style is really interesting. So once my friends started getting their, I was thinking about it, like if you're going to ever do it, this is the place to do it. And so my daughter is also with us, so it's me, Dottie, and Grace, and we all said, okay, we're going to do this.
Wow.
Yeah. And so we're going to jump. And so Dottie got one, Grace got one, I got one.
Aww.
And I want it to be meaningful. So I have.
Let's see. Oh, you got the sea turtle. You got to get the sea turtle.
Brand new. So it's, yeah. So it is 3D, which is nice. It's got the map of the world. Yeah, there's a map of a world on the back of the turtle with the sailboat sailing the seas. So, and I got three birds. These are swallows, and the swallows are they represent 5,000 miles at sea. So I have 3 of them now. And by the time we get around the, I know. So when we get to New Zealand, I'll probably have another one by then. And so I want the swallow to be in the New Zealand style, like this is in the Polynesian style. And then the next one may be Durban, South Africa. Down there around the bottom of the horn. And so I want it in their style, whatever that is. And then all the way back to St. Lucia.
So I have a question for you. I mean, you've been to so many different places, right? And
yes.
And the cool thing about a boat, for people that are watching this and they're like, hell no. Like, I'm not a boat person. This is those tattoos. Like, what? I don't get it. The thing about a boat is that you can take it into the less traveled places. You can take it into the nooks and crannies and really see these islands the way that they were supposed to be seen. You know, coming in, there's nothing like coming in and then seeing an island, unfold before you. It's incredible. So my question is, of all the places that you have gone, what have been the places that have just blown you away?
Oh my God. I have goosebumps now. So
I can't wait. Hold on, let me grab my pillow. Let me just settle in. The status.
So
pillow.
one place is Bonifacio in Corsica. So Bonifacio is on the southern tip of Corsica, and it has cliffs that are baklava, but white. And they're like powdered sugar baklava, and they're huge. They go straight up. And so you sail into the slit, and then it's a little curvy, and then as soon as you get a little ways in, it opens up. It's kind of like Dorothy stepping into Oz, but there's this giant old castle that's been there since dirt was invented. It's just forever. And it's gorgeous and beautiful. And there's this beautiful little French town with the best fish soup you ever put in your mouth. And so that entryway is stunning. It's one of the best entries ever. The other one is sailing north into Santorini. If you know Santorini, it's the volcano that blew up like 5,000 years ago and left this rim. And so it's an active volcano. It's still got a dome of growing lava in the middle of it. But you can sail into it. And sailing into an active volcano, that's some shit. So
Wait. You're sailing into the volcano? How does that work?
So this island is this big island blew up thousands of years ago. And it created a cavern in the middle, and there's an opening on one side. And so in that opening, you can go right into the middle of it. And it's this giant, it's like a stadium miles high with all those Greek buildings that are all painted white. So when you sail up to it, it looks like there's snow on the roof, on the mountaintops around. But it's just all these beautiful houses with their blue windows. And when you go around, Marta, when you go around, there's a black beach. It's like ebony, black beach. And then there's a lime, and there's a red beach. It's carmine. And then there's a line, and there's a white beach. And there's these giant, it looks like those little crystals you get at little airport stupid shops, crystals that, they're cut in different. There's a giant one that's about the size, 3 stories. It just separates the beaches into 2. It's crazy. It's like, I don't believe this exists, and you're sailing right into all that. So that was okay.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's just okay for story
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. I can't wait. I sailed the Greek islands from like Ikaria to like Kos, like all the way down there. With my friend Chris, who's a Navy captain, who used to be a Navy captain, and I'm supposed to sail with him again for my 6-month trip, and I'm just praying it happens. I'm like, can we please go here? Can we please go here? Can we please go here?
That's awesome.
Man.
But you're right. The cool thing about being on a boat is that you can find the little places. Just yesterday, they opened up this island and Moorea, which is right next door, to so that we can go visit. And now I'm like a child. I'm like, yes, we're out of here. We're going to go play. I want to see all of the little nooks and the crannies. I'm going to put down an anchor. I'm going to swim in that water. It's crystal clear, like 20 feet down. There are many sharks, but you kind of get used to that.
Yeah. I've dove with sharks before. So show me.
Yeah.
Can you show us a little walk down the lane here, wherever you are? Can we get like a little?
Okay. So I'm in this place called Patachu, but we call it Pikachu because we can remember that. And this is it's a wonderful place. The woman who runs it, her name is Delphine. She's sweet. She's back there, but she's very cute and fun. And so and then this is outside. I'm going to turn you around as I talk.
Super slow.
Okay. So this is the outside, and they're just now opening up all of these stores, and everything is so cute and beautiful, and it's lush. If you can see underneath that tree, do you see that mountain in the distance?
Yes.
It's like that everywhere. And the road is out there, and there's palm trees all it's just a weed. The gorgeousness is
I try to plant those in my yard. There are weeds there.
The native Pittsburgh palm trees.
Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
I believe that's called Japanese knotweed. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Pretty sure.
They're gorgeous. And they're, other people want them.
Yes.
So where are you going next?
So we have to wait until things open up again. So the next island over is Tonga, and they've said that they're not even going to think about opening up again until June the 30th. So we have until then to be here. And so we're going to play around the anchorages here and the anchorages in Moorea. Also, there's islands north of here called the Tuamotus, and all they are a bunch of atolls, which is the tops of mountains with a little connector in it, and you can go in there. It's completely unspoiled. There's people who live around the rims, and I can't wait. And we get to do all these really cool things too. Like we're going to, on Tuesday, we're going to a traditional dance and beach barbecue. And I know, right? And there's these, on Monday, they have lava caves. And there's a tour that you can go through there. And you have to pull yourself up on the thing and you go through the water and wading in like this. There's eels around there. And they take it to these people where they cook, Marta. They cook inside of a hollowed out bamboo, piece of bamboo. It's like this big. It's about this tall. And they have a screen on the bottom. And bamboo holds its heat really well and doesn't burn. And so they put everything in there, they close it up, they set it by the fire, and then in the end, you have the pork and the yams and the other veg and all the stuff. It's amazing.
So
we
cool.
get that as well.
Oh, that's cool.
I'll film it and post it, and you can add that if you want.
Yes, I would love that. So I have a question. My last question for you is very selfish. It's very selfish question. Is
good
for someone that would eventually love to do what you do and get into sailing, like maybe they don't have sailing experience and they want to learn or take that first step into doing what you're doing. What is a piece of advice that you would have for them?
Charter. So with when you charter, you can be anywhere. So that's what we did. We did for like 20 years, and we did it because we lived in Pittsburgh for 15 years. So we couldn't get to the water, and so. But the cool thing is, if you charter, you'll be gone for a week. You get to learn. You get to see a lot of different boats, but you can be anywhere in the world. Like you can go to Santorini, you can go to Corsica, you can go to the Caribbean on different ones. And so, it's a week. Plus, the standards for being able to rent a boat are pretty low. I mean, the bar is low. Yeah. Like what you need is a credit card. And so, if you have somebody with you. So if you have somebody with you that knows what they're doing and can go with you, then you learn, man. And you get to learn in the most beautiful places on earth. And so if
where
you
do you
did that
learn
a couple
to
times,
sail? Where would you learn to sail for somebody that lives in Pittsburgh?
USVI and DVI. Start there. So here's why. The Caribbean chain goes basically north-south. The winds go east-west, which means you're always beam onto the wind. They're always sideways, which is the best point of sail. It's the easiest point of sail. And we kind of call it candy sailing because it's so easy and it's friendly there. So I would say start in the BVI to begin with because it's easy, it's beautiful, and they have everything set up for sailors. So that would be it. And then do that for like 3 or 4 cycles to make sure you still love it. And then jump off the cliff. I mean, I'm running my company from here, from everywhere, like across the ocean. And so we can do this anywhere in the world. So why not be anywhere in the world?
Yeah, that's, well.
Do I hear an amen?
Do I? Yeah, I mean that's the goal, right? I found oceancrew.com, like oceancrewfinder.com. So I get their emails all the time, and I'm like, I'm gonna try one of these out one day.
Yeah, and if somebody responds, then you can just hop on with that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the goal. Well, thank you so much for coming on. So where can people follow you? Where can they follow your adventures?
So I have a site where I write about all this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's called svamari.com. And that's the name of my boat, Amari. She's a good girl. You can call her anything you want, but she answers to Amari.
Amari.
And she's the one who takes care of us. She's the one who makes sure we get where we're going. So svamari.com. And I would love to keep up with anybody who wants to just write me a note. And if you have questions when we go places, then I'm all over it.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you for coming on the show. Guys, thanks for tuning in. You can find me on martaonthemove.com, Twitter, I can't find Marta. Thank you, Kingfly, for sponsoring this episode with this lovely beverage. You're wonderful, and I'm sure we can get some shipped out to you at some point. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Before we go off, I want to say love to you, Marta. I think you're awesome. I love what you're doing. I love your face and your voice, to all of it, the whole thing. So thank you for having me on. And just like, we may not be able to email Kingfly Spirits to me, but I can send the love back to you.
I love it. Thank you so much. That means quite a bit to me. So hopefully we'll be able to connect via traveling someday soon.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Have a great day.
Bye. See you.
Bye.